Hey, it's Jarret from fakeshemp.net, and this is the April collection update. I'll just state from the very beginning, I do have a cold. It's on its dying legs, so if I sound a little nasally, it's not because I'm prepping to sing for Jebediah. It is in fact because I'm recovering from a cold. So let's get started. First up, we've got the Scream Factory release of Mark L. Lester's classic Class of 1984 from 1982, a film that I grew up watching and loving on the old Roadshow home video cassette. This is an upgrade from DVD to Blu-ray for me. I previously had the Big Sky video release that was locally available here in Australia, and the Blu-ray is a worthy upgrade because not only is the transfer fantastic for a film of its age and its production value, but there's an abundance of special feature content that's new to this release, loads of new interviews. And as with most Scream Factory releases, there's newly commissioned art on the slipcase and on the inner sleeve. And it's actually pretty good. I think it's not busy, it represents the film really quite well. And in fact, having Perry King on the cover is quite cool because I've never seen him on any of the art for Class of 1984 before, even though he's essentially the lead character in the film. I've reversed the sleeve because, as with most Scream Factory releases, has the original theatrical art on the inner sleeve. I should say on the inside sleeve. Even the disc art's really cool. They've used some art there that I've seen before, but I haven't seen on any home ent release, and that's of Roddy McDowell when he's teaching his class with a handgun. Anyway, Class of 1984, great film. If you haven't seen it, I thoroughly recommend it. The Alice Cooper track, I Am the Future, always stays with me. It gets in my head for days after I've watched the movie. That was through Amazon, brand new. And next up is a bunch of titles I picked up through Second Spin during the April Fool's Day sale, where they were offering 41% off, which was representative of the US date, because obviously they put the month before the day, which was 4/1, so they did 41% off. They still charge for shipping, so it was $4.99 for the first item and $1.50 for every item after that, but worked out cheap when you bought some of the bigger ticket items. I picked up Citizen Kane, the 70th anniversary Blu-ray edition, which is one that I've had my eyes on for years, and it actually finally became quite affordable at about, I think it cost me about probably Australian $25 delivered, so I was pretty happy with that. Not in the most amazing condition, but look, again, I was happy to pay $25 as opposed to paying, $70 Australian delivered or more. So let's take a quick look. I'm sure there's a load of YouTube videos on this. There's a hardbacked book with lots of production photos and sketches and all number of things in there. There's a little wallet here that has theatrical posters as well as lobby cards. Then there's a theatrical program for the film when it showed, and then you've got a digipack in here with 3-disc set, which has the film on Blu-ray. And then you have one of the documentaries, The Battle Over Citizen Kane, which is a feature-length doco. And then you have the HBO-produced movie RKO 281, which was starred Lee Schreiber, Melanie Griffith, and John Malkovich, among others. I still haven't watched it. I'm very keen to see it, but I'm feeling I need to revisit Citizen Kane on Blu-ray, and then I'll watch the film. The second and third disc in that set are actually DVDs, though, I might mention. Okay, so next up is another title. This title is actually really hard to come by now. This is the Eco Bridge release of The Grifters. It's now available in the US through Lionsgate, and it has the exact same transfer and audio codec as this prior release, but this prior release has a commentary track as well as a behind-the-scenes featurette that aren't present on the new Lionsgate release. So, yeah, it's becoming harder and harder to get a hold of, and generally you'll probably pay between $30 to $40 Australian to have it shipped from the States on eBay. Managed to pick it up through Second Spin during this sale, and I think it cost me probably about $12 or so shipped, or maybe $14. So yeah, I'm really happy to add that to collection. Great film produced by Martin Scorsese. In fact, Martin Scorsese was flirting with the idea of directing it at one point in time. Next up is Humanoids from the Deep on Blu-ray, another title that rarely goes on promo on Amazon. I never see it really drop below, $19 or $18 US. Again, picked this up probably for about $12 delivered. Pretty happy with that. This is one that I'd never seen, but I'd always seen the artwork for, which is that monster, which was the Australian theatrical artwork when it was released, and it was under that title. It's got a little booklet in here as well. But yeah, I actually caught it on Netflix about a year ago, US Netflix, and immediately fell in love with it. It's just crazy, crazy monster movie, and pretty extreme. You know, I had no idea that it was going to be as full on as it was, but yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. Humanoids from the Deep. Happy to add that, and really looking forward to checking out all the new special features that are on that one. Next one up is a bit of a collection filler, and that's because I'm pretty much own most of the Tom Cruise back catalogue. There's a couple titles I don't have that I don't know if I'll get, like Valkyrie, for instance. But Night and Day was a film I saw when it came out, and I did dig. I thought it was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to revisiting that. There you go. It's got the slipcase still, 3D set, and I was waiting for the right price on that. I wasn't going to pay any more than like $5 Australian for it, and I think I literally paid probably about $4.50 Australian delivered. So yeah, I can't complain. This is the first time I've owned this on Blu-ray, and that's Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein. This is the 40th anniversary edition that's been released recently. From what I read, it's exactly the same as the previous edition. It's just got new artwork. I'm pretty sure I'm correct in saying that. But yeah, Young Frankenstein, really happy to add that to the collection. Next up, another one that I didn't own on DVD. In fact, I did own it at a point on DVD. I ordered it, and I was supposed to get the extracurricular edition on DVD, but they sent me the previous SKU, the standard. And so yeah, so I think I ended up giving it away because I had every intention of getting this extracurricular edition. It's Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. It also has Robert Downey Jr. in it, and it also has David Keith. Am I right? David Keith. Keith Gordon. What am I saying? David Keith. Keith David. I was thinking from They Live and The Thing, and Men at Work and Requiem for a Dream. But no, Keith Gordon from De Palma's Dressed to Kill, and from Carpenter's Christine, and a number of other films. But he's actually a director now. But anyway, Back to School, cheesy comedy classic. All of these ones are upgrades from DVD to Blu-ray. First up is Jennifer's Body, which was our focus film on the most recent FakeShemp.net podcast, where we go to great lengths at discussing this film with our guest Simon Sherry, who's a senior graphic designer at Umbrella. Sorry, I'm very nasally. Anyway, this is the DVD Blu-ray release. It has the theatrical and the unrated version of Jennifer's Body, as well as an abundance of special features that aren't present on the local release DVD or Blu-ray. Again, I was waiting for a right price on that and ended up paying probably less than $4.50 for that delivered. Next up is Blowout on Blu-ray, the Criterion edition. Now I've owned the Umbrella edition, which I upgraded to the Arrow edition Steelbook, which was in one of my previous updates, and now I've ended up buying the Criterion Blu-ray, not because it's my favourite De Palma film, but in fact because it has a feature-length De Palma film on there as a bonus. It's a film from 1967 called Murder à la Mode. And yeah, as far as I know, it's the only way to get that particular film, and it's been remastered in HD, so yeah, I've had to rebuy this film just to get another one of the films so I can continue my De Palma viewing spree. Next up, another upgrade. This is actually an upgrade from Blu-ray to Blu-ray. I had the local release Blu-ray, which was from Transmission Paramount, and upgraded to the Sony Pictures Classics US Blu-ray because there's a commentary on here with Cronenberg, as well as a documentary, quite an extensive documentary from what I understand, which is a similar sort of thing as what I did with Cosmopolis. This is obviously not one of my favourite Cronenberg films, but it's a Cronenberg film nonetheless, though I did appreciate it far more than Cosmopolis. But A Dangerous Method, interesting film, great cast. Next up, upgrade from DVD to Blu-ray, and then I've upgraded from, well actually I'm keeping the US DVD because it has some special features that aren't present on this particular Blu-ray, but Stir of Echoes, based on a Richard Matheson story, adapted to the screen by David Keop, and directed by David Keop as well, with Elena Douglas and Kevin Bacon obviously in the lead. This is a great film. Like, I revisited it on the weekend and I absolutely love it. I saw it theatrically when it came out. I imported the DVD as soon as it was available in the US, and then I re-bought it on DVD for a special edition. Now I've upgraded to Blu-ray. But Stir of Echo is one of those kind of films that stayed with me. It was really great and really underrated. I love it. Upgrade from DVD to Blu-ray, The Untouchables, another Brian De Palma film. Classic film. I don't really need to say much about that. Huge cast. upgrade from DVD to Blu-ray to for John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness, which may very well be the last truly great John Carpenter film, in my opinion. I mean, Ghost of Mars I really like. I think it's a lot of fun. But this was really, really good, and I think it's getting its credence now amongst fans. But when it came out, it sort of had a mixed reaction. But it is a very, very different type of film about an author named Sutter Kane and played by Sam Neill. But yeah, great film. Oh, I'm running out of breath. Another upgrade from DVD to Blu-ray is Cameron Crowe's Almost Famous. This is one that I held off getting for a while, but I didn't realise that they had reissued the Blu-ray in the US. I thought it was just the standard theatrical. Anyway, this is the bootleg cut, the director's cut, which has a fair bit more footage reinserted into the film. I'm holding onto my DVD for now because the DVD's got the theatrical, the bootleg, and it's got like the fictitious band from the film, whose name I can't recall, but they had that song Fever Dog, Stillwater. I think they're called Stillwater. Anyway, so yeah, this is an upgrade for me. And the Blu-ray gets pretty good reviews, according to various sources that I've read on the internet. Almost Famous on Blu-ray. Okay, next one. Last one's a DVD from Second Spin, and that's Alien Nation, the TV series. I recently talked about Alien Nation, the movie, as a bit of an obscurity on one of the podcasts. And I've been keen to journey back and revisit the TV series, which aired in the early 90s, which I watched on TV feverishly. I think it was on Channel 10 in the day. And I managed to pick up the complete TV series for quite a cheap price. Still need to get the movie box set, which has all the TV movies, or direct-to-video movies. But yeah, really looking forward to checking that out. I always thought this actor here looked a bit like Mick Jagger. I don't know his name. But anyway, Alien Nation should be cool. Want to get the time to watch that. Okay, so next up I'm going to do these ones. I'll do these ones, which are UK import Blu-rays. First up, The Boogeyman, which has been released by 88 Films in the UK as one of their slasher classics. From what I understand, it's not a heap of content on there. I think there's like an interview with the director, as well as a booklet with Callum Waddell, which sadly, the Callum Waddell, his production company High Rising Productions, have called it quits, which is a shame. There seems to be a lot of internet hate being thrown at him via social media, which is awful, just because of his association, I believe, with the editor of Dark Side magazine. I don't know, so I'm not thinking probably, but anyway, regardless, the guy's a talent. Like, he's a talented writer, and he puts together some great special features. So it's a shame that maybe all this sort of internet bullying has amounted to him making this decision to get out of the business. I don't know, but anyway, The Boogeyman. Looking forward to checking it out again. I did part with my part 1 and 2 DVD some time ago because the film, last time I watched it, I thought it was pretty shit, but I'm keen to revisit it. I mean, if it is shit, I'll get rid of it. I'll trade it off or something. Next up, upgrade from DVD to Blu-ray, Slaughterhouse, truly underrated, mid-80s slasher, in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of vein. Slaughterhouse, cool. Next one up is one that I've been eyeing off for quite some time. It's a Stallone Blu-ray collection with Cobra, Assassins, Tango and Cash, The Specialist, and Demolition Man. I actually owned Cobra, Assassins, Tango and Cash on DVD and Demolition Man on Blu-ray, but look, I think this ended up costing me all up probably about $13 Australian, which for 5 Blu-rays of any films is pretty good value, but for Stallone films, that's great value, and I'm happy to upgrade Cobra, and I'm happy to get The Specialist on DVD. I haven't seen it for a number of years. Somehow I doubt it's going to have the Gloria Estefan music video on there for Turn the Beat Around, which was taken from, had footage from The Specialist, but was released as the soundtrack single back in the day. But anyway, who cares? No one cares. Me, I'm the only one that cares. Very cool. I love Cobra and I love Demolition Man, so the others are just really gravy on top of that beautiful Sunday roast. Next up is a bunch of Aussie releases I picked up. Won't spend too much time on them because most of them are pretty well known. There's Interstellar, the Christopher Nolan film. Caught this around actually on New Year's Eve last year. I dug it. You know, 3/4 good. I thought it got a little bit sentimental toward the end. But for the most part, I thought it was really good. And for anyone that's going, well, the local release doesn't have the IMAX sequences, or it doesn't, open up the aspect ratio to the IMAX sort of ratio for those scenes. That's not true. I've got a friend. Yeah, I've got a friend. A friend's got a copy, and I watched it with him, and sure enough, it did. So yeah, you can purchase away without any fear that that's not the case. Interstellar. The final Hobbit film, The Battle of Five Armies in 3D and in 2D, in fact, with an abundance of special features. I know Glenn didn't enjoy it, but I thought it was rather good. I actually preferred the Hobbit trilogy to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I know I need to go back and watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy. In fact, I've never seen Return of the King. But yeah, The Hobbit. Next up is a family flick, Paddington. Was a bit of a fan of Paddington as a kid. Didn't know what to think of the movie. It did look pretty cute. Watched the movie. It was great. Like, it's just solid. Good, wholesome fun. Paddington's super cute. A lot of fun. Perfect family flick, Paddington. Next one up is the Aussie Zomcom road movie, Wormwood. I've written a review for this on the fakeshemp.net website, so you probably should go and check it out. It's very cool. It's such a bold film for an Aussie film that was made on a pretty low budget, and I think they nailed it. And there's an abundance of special features on there, lots of featurettes as well as a commentary track. If you did illegally download this film, I encourage you to at least rent it from a video store to watch the special features. Or if you did enjoy it and you download it, buy a copy, because we really got to support these guys. They've made this out of their own pocket, and they deserve to make a living out of this. Wormwood. Latest Cronenberg film, Maps of the Stars, being released locally through E1, which is distributed through Fox. And thankfully, on the Australian release, we actually do have special features. There's a commentary with the screenwriter, as well as interviews with cast and crew, and an on the red carpet featurette. The US release, which came out recently, I think through Universal Pictures, is featureless. Which is unbelievable for a Cronenberg film, especially when the last two Cronenberg films have got all the features in the States, and we got nothing. Nothing, in fact, on both releases we got nothing. It is a bit odd, but Maps of the Stars is cool. It's one of those kind of films that I watched the first time theatrically, and I was like, I enjoyed it, but it's never going to be the Cronenberg I grew up and loved. But he's a very different beast these days. But this film did resonate with me. It stayed with me for days, and I kept thinking about it. And so I really did enjoy it. So I think it narrowly missed out on being in my top 10 of 2014. But Maps of the Stars, cool film. Next up, the second season of Rectify. First season was fantastic. I haven't seen any of the second season yet, so I'm really keen to check that out. Rectify. Next one that I've heard a lot about. I haven't seen, a HBO mini-series called Olive Kitteridge, and Frances McDormand was nominated for the Emmy for Best Actress for it, but I don't think she got it. Probably went to someone from bloody Modern Family or something. Richard Jenkins and Bill Murray in there. Really looking forward to checking this one out. Heard nothing but really glowing positive things about it, so quite excited. Next one up is another HBO series, Silicon Valley. Very different type of series, but I loved this series. So funny. Second series just started in the States. Really looking forward to checking it out. Some special feature content on there. Silicon Valley. I'm going to speed through the next ones because I'm running out of room on the memory card. Parks and Rec Season 6. Is this the final season? I think this may be the final season. I'm not 100%. But yeah, really looking forward to checking that out. Then when a friend gave me Surrogates on Blu-ray, one that I'd spent ages trying to see, and then eventually popped up in Netflix France, and I got to see it. And I liked it, and a friend was giving away some Blu-rays, and offered me this, and I said, yes, I will take that, because I did enjoy that. Next up, a couple I picked up from Around the Traps, The Road Warrior. Picked it up on eBay when they had that $10 free coupon, so this was basically completely and utterly free. I picked it up because they're about to be reissued with new art, and I wanted the kind of older, original, kind of more theatrical kind of art. So yeah, Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. Picked this up at Cash Converters for $2 when I was on my before movie frenzy for Sunset. Very, very, very cool film. Loved it. And last but not least, Home Movies, which I picked up on eBay for with with the eBay voucher again because they screwed up, and so this was actually free from Germany. The US DVD goes for like $60+. So yeah, I picked up the German, which is yeah, in English and has pretty cool art and was brand new. So yeah, anyway, that's the April collection update. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back in May.